Okay, we're going to try this one more time because I want to be content. So today is Moon Day, Monday. It is lunes. It is the moon. Gesture is here. And it is Ai. The gesture is here. Our color is violet for the moon day. Violet, violet, violet. There we are, and I'm somewhere in a car at a gas station in Alabama. And today is Libra. They are the 6th day of Christmas. I'm Lisa Dalton, acting the Michael Chekhov way, and here Days of Christmas the Michael Chekhov way. Contentment. Yes, that is our quality, and our archetype are the dynamis or dynamis or motion, or you could say the might, the virtues, also mahat in the Hindi, and it in the Sanskrit. And as we think about this moon day is violet, and Libra is violet today. And that is so interesting that they go together, because this the spirit of movement has come to us from that moon. You know how the moon moves our tides. And of course, all energy is in motion, and it is in constant motion. In fact, we need the motion. It precedes form there. So our feeling of form comes, the ability to form something comes through the motion. And it's the motion of things that sometimes we are not content about. Sometimes we are stressed because the situation is a form moving in a direction that is making us uncomfortable. We want more, we're yearning, we're not content, or we're filled with anxiety about anticipation for what may be coming, and missing very often the sense of contentment in the present moment. It connects again with the feeling of we have our astral self through this movement streaming in from that moon sense. And it's contentment is like mindfulness that can be very helpful for helping us achieve contentment and detachment. Very often our discontent comes because we're attached to the outcome or the way we were treated in the past, or something's mulling over inside of us that happened, and we're not content, or we're anxious about what's about to come. And instead, if we can detach, if we can be more mindful, if we can find a sense of acceptance, and of course the feeling of beauty, Michael Chekhov's Four Brothers, once again, the feeling of the form, the feeling of the sense of the whole is essential here to help anchor us into contentment. And our center is in the hips. And this is where our sense of balance is. When we're stable in the hips, it's much easier for us to be content. And that sense of touch, again, in the feeling sense, to touch upon something with a sense of contentment. Try moving your hand with a quality of contentment, and you can actually sense inside of you that contentment growing. And the air, where so much motion is happening right now in this gas station in Alabama, wherever I am, that I'm inside because the air was too strong in motion, in dynamics. The thing about this emotional, this astral kind of energy, this moon phase, is change. Dynamics are change, and that's the one sure thing in life, change. And that sense of change brings us to often a sense of opposition. That opposition is designed to help us grow. So can we be content when we need to dig in and really face what is inside of us opposing? Maybe two parts of us are opposing. Maybe one has a point of view. Maybe you can do a power gesture for one side, power gesture for the other, and really step back, take a look at that movement, at the dynamics between these parts. for you, and find a sense of acceptance and appreciation for them. That these create, when you've got these two forces or more, you can create harmony. Harmony, the music of the spheres. We can think of this spirit of dynamics, the motion, the mites, the virtues, the mahat, as having bringing us really the music of the spheres. And if you reflect maybe back to July, as we're working backwards in the reverse order of what happened, what kind of motion and dynamic was going on in your life? When were you content? When were you discontent? What did you do about it? What was it? Was it your thinking that made you discontent? Was it your feeling force? Was it your will force? Can you reflect and perhaps find a way to be more content with what did happen? How many times did opposition come up for you and you were discontent about it, and then now, as you reflect upon it and fly back over it, can you ask, in what way did that event that I was discontent with give me a gift? And what is coming forward in my future that I might be anticipating in a negative way, that I could be content with accepting, finding a sense of appreciation and beauty for what is to come? And again, being very present in this sense of dynamic motion in our lives. We know that energy is always in motion. Our life is filled with continuous change. Can we embrace it? Can we create a gesture of embracing this dynamic movement instead of shielding ourselves from it, cringing? Can we create a power gesture that will give us the strength to say, yeah, bring it on? Because with a feeling of beauty, ease, entirety, and form, I can find a sense of contentment, and I can work with the spirit of motion and dynamic to engage it. And that will create the harmony of the spheres. Enjoy.